Yo,
Hey, can you hear me?
yeah, what's up, man?
Not a whole lot. Just sitting here listening to music and kind of looking over some pages of information online.
There you
What
go.
about
Yeah,
yourself?
I was just wrapping up looking at the videos,
Oh yeah,
seeing how you kind of handled the what is that, the state of Kansas?
Kansas. Yeah,
Yeah,
bunk ass county here, fucking east of Wichita.
right. When was this? How long ago was this?
Um, the court date or the initial interaction?
Oh, the court date,
It was December 6th,
December 6th. Wow, that was like a couple days
a
ago.
week ago. Yeah.
So did you find this? I mean, obviously this guy, whoever this guy who Hey Far reacts YouTube, obviously he was the one that got it, but um. Yeah, so like you didn't like subpoena or request this footage or anything.
No, no, not yet. I haven't filed anything for discovery of any evidence or anything either.
So when you came across the TikTok, you was like, "Wait a minute, that's my case."
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's
and I've
crazy.
actually been followed to you for a while, so I was kind of surprised when it popped up because
Wow. That's
yeah,
awesome, man.
I got sent the link uh an hour after my case had ended, and within that hour, Law by Mike had acquired it and posted it, and yeah,
Law by Mike. Which one is that? Is that a sovereign
um,
citizen fail one?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Because this one is K Far reacts, so he's probably some other guy. That
yeah, and I'm not surprised it's traversed through their channels either.
absolutely. See, I cut all his stuff out, so I just want to make sure we got everything that you said in there within like two 10-minute videos.
Appreciate that, thank you. And
Absolutely.
thank you for keeping my personal information out of your videos.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
So you said that you said you filed a claim against the judge?
I'm actually in the process of finishing up writing that. Yeah, let's see if I can find this one. Yeah, complaint against Judge Kansas Commission on Judicial Conduct. Um, and I've got it filled out for Phyllis K. Webster. And I've actually just been listening to uh, the videos of that so that way I can make sure I can get everything that was said in the court on the record for the
Mhm.
complaint.
Right.
And yeah, so
'Cause you're gonna
should
need to get all the videos and all of that. And then when you put it on TikTok, you get the court of public opinion. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I don't know how well that holds up in court, but it's like no one's actually testifying or anything.
yeah. And nobody's quite a character witness to myself either.
If you weren't in Kansas, I would show up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, trust
I'd
me, I
show.
already got that from a few other people too.
Nice. That was crazy, man. So I'm like, the video I made was just to highlight the fact that none of these judges will answer the question. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when you look at it, because there's certain videos that you can watch and you could be like, oh, see, the guy stood on that question, didn't allow the judge to move on. And you can see in the video that for your case, as soon as you ask the question, what's the nature and cause, she starts talking about, do you want an attorney? You know what I mean?
Trying to make me ward of that state. Yeah.
Right. To water the state, stick an attorney on you. Let me get one of my bar attorney buddies to help move this case along. Have you tried calling in their bonds?
um, well, I've got cases in Wichita that I've dealt with where I've filed a complaint with the county instead of the city because it's with the city, and both the city and county refused to do anything. It took them 5 minutes to look over the information for emergency without causing a disturbance in the roadways, which is a felony.
Right. Do you have
And
a statute for that?
yeah, I do.
Dude,
I'd
send
have
me
to
that.
look it up.
Yeah, send me that statute because a lot of people, every time from now on, if I get pulled over, That's the first thing I'm saying. What's your emergency?
Well, and even then, they have a script that they have to stick to.
Uh-huh.
Them not sticking to that script, it kind of makes them go haywire and kind of push over on people to violate their rights. And
Yeah.
um,
Self-incriminate.
yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, filing with them or trying to file complaints with them, they ignore it because it takes them 5 seconds. Oh, hey, we're not going to do anything about that. Or, oh, hey, qualified immunity, which isn't qualified. And they're just going to ignore all of that.
I think the main reason is because whether it's county or city or they're all commissioned under the state of whatever, right? So you got to take it out of the state level and take it to the federal level.
Yeah, which is what I'm doing with the process of this. So hopefully this will reflect to the other municipalities that, hey, you're wrong.
Hmm.
Quit your actions because it's all fraud.
Yep. And then you got both. You got the county and the state that you can file claims against now.
Exactly. Which
Good.
doing this one under the state of, because they're already relinquished their qualified immunity as um, obligees of the state.
Hmm. I just looked at it. I just made a video today about what is it? Trinzi versus Pagliaro. Have you heard of that one?
You sent me that, and I was reading up on that, and I'm I'm not too sure if they the actual decision within it, although I comprehend the the motions for it, like the actions taken for it.
Well, they're saying like who was the plaintiff in your case? It was the state of Kansas, right?
Yeah.
And what was the infraction? Like what was your charges?
Um, let's see here. And I actually have the papers in front of me, so you can see the differences. I know it's kind of bright of everything that they're charging me with, the different court dates they gave me.
It was just a
But
traffic infraction, right?
yeah, three traffic infractions: KSA 8235A,
Hmm.
no valid driver's license; Class B, non-person misdemeanor; KSA 8142, failed to register vehicle, a unclassified non-person misdemeanor; KSA 431004 or 3104 D, no proof of insurance, a Class B person, not Class B non-person misdemeanor, and uh, yeah, all misdemeanors.
All statutes,
Which
but no victim. And so that's what this Trinsley versus Pagliaro is saying is like the state's not getting up there swearing on the oath and testifying, right?
yeah, first-hand witness.
It's the attorney. So they probably bring in the arresting cop, but he's just a witness stating a testimony towards a claim in which there is no victim,
Absolutely no corpus delicti.
no corpus delicti. So my case is coming up on Friday, so like I'm studying like a mother because I've even got a warrant out because I don't know if you saw my video. I posted it for a while. I don't want to start posting stuff from my case until I actually, you know, get it resolved. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because this was a hearing. This wasn't a trial, was it? Yeah, because she
Uh,
was asking you how to plead.
yeah, it was a hearing, which I had a bond appearance while I was incarcerated, and
How long were you
the
in?
2 days I bonded myself out through excessive bail, and otherwise it was going to be until December. I was going to be in there at least.
What? So this was the day of the arrest, or when you got pulled over?
Uh, I spent the night in jail. The next day, they took me in front of a judge. I'm not sure what judge exactly. I've even called the uh, county office and tried to get them to tell me what judge it was on that case, and they can't even find it through either all of their paperwork or their and some weird system.
Sounds like this wasn't a real judge.
At least not a magistrate, as far as I can tell.
Right. So
Yeah.
the day you got pulled over for the initial charges, you spent the
Hmm.
night in jail,
Yes.
and then they put you back in jail after that?
Uh, yeah. Okay. So I spent the night in jail, had the appearance before the judge, and later that day bonded myself out,
Mm-hmm.
and haven't been in jail since. But yeah.
So what was the 2 days?
Come again?
What was the 2 days? You said you spent two days in jail?
Yeah, I spent 2 days. I think it was a little bit over 24 hours um,
Ah,
in Butler County Detention Center um, with 23-hour lockdown, 1 hour out total to get your food and shower and all that shit.
just for driving without a license, no registration, and no life,
Yep.
no.
Yep.
I've seen so many videos where people just, they'll tell you can't drive. They'll just give you. I mean, these aren't arrestable defenses. So like, how I don't understand how you got arrested.
Here's the thing, though. The county believes that anything in front of a county sheriff's officer is an arrestable offense, regardless of misdemeanor or not. Although that is a violation of due process.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm like, I need to be put in front of the judge or magistrate immediately.
And I actually have the video from the when I got arrested because I recorded every interaction with them. And uh, I let him know, hey, I'm not operating in commerce. Here are the exact statutes that declare that I'm exempt, and I I don't consent to you. And if you are arresting me, which the initial stop of pulling me over is an arrest, I need to be taken before a magistrate judge, so that way they deem whether or not I'm within the jurisdiction to be even tried for these commercial crimes.
Well, we're into that's another one.
Yeah.
Have you heard of that
Um.
one?
Come again?
You heard of that one?
Which one? Sorry.
Quo Warranto?
Oh, Toronto. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yep.
It's like
Been.
I'm bringing up all this in my case. But the thing is, I have a bench warrant out because I showed up for the hearing, and I don't know if you read the UCC connection, right? One of
I
the
have not. I've heard about it so many times.
Yeah, it's in my bio. So if you want the book, it's in my link tree.
Yeah.
So you could I went in there and I just pulled out my birth certificate. I said, "Here's your defendant right here." And when I didn't cross the bar, she issued a bench warrant for me. You know what I mean? And I just turned around and left. And that was back in March. I was all the way back in March. So I haven't had I haven't warrant out for my arrest since April of 2023. It's crazy. And so it's like only recently I was able to get a hearing because I filed paper correctly and they finally responded to me. You know what I mean? Because when you don't have a lawyer, they want you to get a lawyer, and your lawyer does it correctly. I mean, I just went in and read the codes, figured out how to do it. You gotta serve both parties and then send out a notice. Pretty much it. And I got my
Oh,
hearing. So shit, man. I'm kind of like sweating now because I got this warrant. So even if I go there and do all the tricks, they'd be like, "Well, you got the failure to appear. We're gonna throw you in jail until you comply." You know.
could you not appear specially?
I did. I said I appear by. I'm here by special appearance to challenge the jurisdiction of the court. You know, I said that, and this was like me after like maybe 2 months of studying, because I was brand new to this stuff. I saw a video by Alphonse Fagiolo, and the way that he explains it is that, and TJ Mars at ULR.com, like how these people do not have jurisdiction, but they skip over proven jurisdiction on the record and they go by your plea. You know what I mean? They go right by
Absolutely.
your plea. And, and then when you ask them the right questions, like in your case, they just gloss right over it and just change the subject.
You know what? It when you go in, you might want to have a writ of habeas corpus
I oh,
autographed in your pocket. Yeah.
hmm I'm gonna get that too. Yeah, I was gonna draft it up and then give it to my friends, like give it to a whole bunch of my friends. So if they lock me up, just file that with the court. I'll give them all the instructions they need to do to file it with the court.
Hell yeah.
Cause
Hell yeah.
I'm not trying to sit in jail for too long, man. Fuck that. I'm not trying to go to
Either.
jail at all.
Fuck that.
Hell yeah, man. It's actually
Which,
getting me quite angry. But like in your situation, it's in both of our situations. I believe we might have some pretty direct cases that open and shut.
yeah, very on its face.
Yeah, I just have
And
never sued. I've never sued anyone, let alone an attorney and a judge. Have you
neither
filed?
have I. Shit.
Yeah. Have you filed bar grievance yet?
um, Far grievance?
Yeah, so you can file bar grievances and
Oh,
judicial
bar.
complaints.
Um, Not quite yet. I plan on doing this all at the same time so that way they don't really have any time to react. So
Mm,
it's just kind of served upon them and then they cannot act further in my case.
right. Yeah, and then retaliate, right?
Yep.
Because that's what I fear when I go in there, straight retaliation. Because I've been sending all kind of letters. I've been calling them. I got into a shouting match with the DA's office.
Oh, really?
I did. I didn't put that video up, but as soon as all this is over, I'm gonna put it all of it up. Putting all of it up because people need to see this shit, bro. And it empowers other people to do it instead of just going there and
Yeah.
pleading and just doing what they want you to do.
Following orders. Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah. Following orders, having some rational mind to actually act in self determination rather than be the sheep.
Yeah. My
Yeah.
thing is this whole right to travel thing, which obviously I believe in, right? Because
Yeah.
who are you to tell me what to do? Who are you? And then I got into this conversation with this attorney, man. We was on the phone for like 2 hours. And I'm like, how in the world can an artificial legal entity be damaged, right? How could I damage a legal entity? It's a piece of paper. And he's like, no, well, the statutes say. I said, well, statutes apply to persons and corporations. Even natural person. I'm not a natural person. You know what I mean? And you
Because
try to find,
naturally,
go ahead.
yeah, because naturally is the person created by an individual.
Right. Or even that, the state defined or created a natural person. I'm not created by the state, period. So I'm not your person, okay? I have the person, I'm the holder in due course, here as uh authorized representative for the defendant, you know what I'm saying? But I'll
Yep.
never join her. I'll never join her. And from what I've seen, that's an acceptable route to take, just to avoid joining her, but get the judge to stop asking you the name, you know?
Yeah. To not refer to as you or the person and to actually acknowledge the living being there. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. Like there's another case where this guy named Ryan Michael Thor went in and he
Yeah.
starts. You saw that one, right?
Yeah.
The biggest thing with that one is he stayed on it. He did not allow the judge to go. He didn't even allow the judge to reschedule the hearing or push his case to the last. He said, "No, we're going to handle this right now." And if I see the judge to start doing that, I'll wait for her to finish because you don't want to get contempt charges. You don't want to get
Yeah.
found in contempt because that's going to put me in jail. Well, I'm already in contempt of court. There's failure to appear as a contempt of court. You know what I
True.
mean? I'm guessing I'll have to check into that and make sure. But I'm thinking failure to appear does put you in contempt of court.
Which would elaborate to the bench warrant.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But it's a bench warrant, though. They're not going to show up unless I get pulled over and ran by their system. I'm good. I mean, I haven't, I've been, I've had it since April. So. But it's kind of stressful though, man. I'm gonna get them for like pain and suffering for all that time. I'm literally looking in my rear view. everywhere I go. You know,
Yeah,
that's
yeah, def
crazy. One time a cop pulled up behind me too, and I was like, oh God, but I had my tags still at this point, but I was just like, oh shit, if he turns on his light, I'm going to jail. And who knows when I'll get a case, you know?
that's the scariest thing too, because I went about 3 months without any interactions with any officers or any sort of LEOs, and uh, this is the first instance I got pulled over. They issued a ticket, whatever. I didn't sign it, didn't do anything, didn't contract with them, um,
Hmm.
and then went to court, appeared specially, and again, no officers were there for the hearing to bring the charges against me. He wasn't a first-hand witness; it was the attorney, and
Hmm.
challenged jurisdiction, and they moved it to a different date, which had me continually fearing that I was going to be pulled over while going to there to let them know, hey, I don't consent to any of this. And it really is that added fear and uncertainty of at any point in time, your liberty could be taken away for commerce reasons
Hmm.
because they just want that money. I completely agree with you there. Yeah.
Yeah, so I got a one-on-one with Joe Lustica. You familiar with him?
Yeah. Yeah, I am. I've actually, there's quite a few different creators of which I follow and have the same philosophy and concepts as,
Right.
including like Dominus Litis, Joe Lustica as this guy, or I think her name's like Leah Daniel or something. Um, Other nationals, secured parties, and secured creditors, and yeah,
Yeah, and he was like the best way to get that get see if you could call in those bonds on him is to use a W-9 request. So I sent that out today, like next day mail. So they should get it tomorrow. And he's like, well, he's like, that's like a shot right in the nuts for them. So let's see if they get it, and then this whole thing goes away. If that happens, dog, oh my God, I'm gonna,
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
have to
do.
research that tonight.
You what?
I'm gonna have to research that tonight.
Check my YouTube out, Mr. Difficult 80. I uploaded the video for it.
But okay,
Yeah,
okay,
and I'll put the documents out on my document drive too. I just haven't gotten around to doing that.
no problem. Now don't blame me, man. Shit takes
And
time.
and there's another one. That's a SSA 89 form where you authorize the use of your social security card because they're using your driver's license. I guess the Department of Driver Motor Services is giving the court your social security number so they can create all these bonds and do all that stuff without your knowledge, without your consent. So the SSA 89 form only limits their access to your social security number for X amount of time. And he's like, just send it up for one day and then send it to him. By the time he gets to them, that one day is over with. So they can't even use it. They can't even use it. So let's see if that works. Let's see if that works because it seems like everything I send them, they ignore it anyway. You know, act like they didn't
Yeah.
see it. You know,
Have you sent it certified or registered mail?
so I sent those FedEx next day, right? Just so they'll
Okay.
get it. But when I returned it, I sent that registered mail. But they're probably not going to get it until after my case because it's on Friday. So I'm not worried about trying to return it or anything like that. I'm just trying to stop them from using my social. And what was the other one? Oh, the W-9 request, so I can get their access to their bonds. And if I get the bonds, I could probably access like the QSIP number, see how much money they're getting. I want to see the penal sums. I want to see how much money you guys are making against me because that's what I called the district attorney, and I was like, I asked for the indictment, and she goes, "There are no indictments in state court. They're only accusation letters." And I'm like, "What the hell is an accusation letter?" I looked at mine because I got an accusation letter in Discovery. Did you get one in yours?
I did not even receive a discovery.
You didn't get Discovery?
No fucking discovery.
Hmm.
This is
Well,
this is literally all I received.
I think
4
yours was an
pages.
arraignment though, so you probably don't get Discover Me during arraignment. What did you say? Sorry.
All I received was 4 pages and 2 slips, one from the bondsman. That's all I received from them, and um, telling them that I'm sui juris, not pro se, and proprietary persona. Uh, that I need all of the evidence that's against me that to show the nature and cause of the charges. And I mean, they did not give me any one bit of evidence. All I have here is like you said, an accusation form against me.
Okay.
That's it.
Is it signed?
No wet ink signature.
Nope.
Since I was incarcerated,
Hmm.
it has the um, typed out witness and the attorney.
Does it say under the penalty of perjury?
Huh, nope.
Where's the liability?
Just state of Kansas, Butler County, all caps. I, the attorney's name, all caps, being first duly sworn, do state that I have read the above and foregoing information and know the contents thereof, and that the same is true in substance and in fact.
How? You weren't there. How?
Exactly.
That's
And
bullshit.
no wet ink signature on behalf from the arresting officer, the first hand witness, to even bring this against me.
Hmm.
Fraud
Isn't
from
this
the
crazy?
inducement.
See, this is why they can do all this under their rules. They don't have to follow due process or anything. Like this is all administrative. It's all by your consent, and people
Yep.
just don't know that.
Uh,
They,
uh, and another example of the fraud in this specific court I'm talking about is my uncle had won a case against a general contractor since he is a mason, a bricklayer, in Wichita. Okay. The judge asked, I don't even know why we're here. The GC was trying to sue him for way more money because on the last day of the bill, he added $5,000 onto it out of nowhere for no services or any other charges besides to just fucking boost his bill. And the judge over there ruled that my uncle should only pay $1,500 instead of 12,000. And uh, the attorney took it over to this court, Butler County, where they violated all the process, violated judicial process, and uh, the conflict of interest that were within that court, especially because the judge's daughter or something was married to an attorney. Um, they don't follow any sort of judicial or criminal process. They do what they want and they don't care because most people aren't going to have either the financial funds, the knowledge, or the will to file things against them.
correct. People are gonna be scared. Like all of my friends are like, dude, what are you doing? You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. I'm like, how much of this stuff have you looked into? Like, and they're like, oh, I don't look into it at all. Okay, so you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Then you don't know. Then
Ugh.
you have no idea what I'm doing. But when I first started, I had no idea. But I had like at least 2 months under my belt. I had already signed up for like urlaw.com, and I had a bunch of documents that I had. and all I did was sit around and watch the videos. Shit, we're running out of time. We only got 30 minutes here. Before we get cut off, man, like I want to stay in touch because I want to be able to follow your case and everything that happens. You know what I mean? If that's cool
Yeah,
with you.
yeah. I mean, shit. You can find my number, or I
Yeah,
can
yeah,
send
yeah.
it to you.
I think you already did, but not. Yeah, let's exchange numbers so we could stay in touch, bro.
Yeah,
All right. So this is about to cut off. So, yeah, man, I much appreciated, brother.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah. No problem. And thank you. Uh, one thing I do want to clarify for
Hmm.
the case, um, which may actually help you. I actually did get my FCSMA USDOT number,
Yes, I
um,
saw that. I wanted to talk about that too.
um, which I've talked to the third party federal requirement companies that try to get um, the required regulations of motor carriers um, to be on the level with the regulations.
Okay.
Um, talked with three of them, and each one has confirmed with me through me going through the 390.3, 390.5, and whatever else through the FMCSA uh, that I am a private motor carrier of passengers, non business, intrastate, um, non hazard. And the, I believe the three requirements are that if you go out of state, you need a RCS, which shows that you are allowed to travel with that USDOT number outside of the state. Um, if I do it for any sort of compensation or for hire or in commerce or transport hazardous materials, I am subject to the safety and economic rules and regulations of the FMCSA. And the last person I spoke with said that in about the last month, he's seen a flood of hundreds of more of these types of USDOT number applications go through. And he was curious too because none of them are required to have any sort of financial responsibility, any sort of registration or licensing.
Yeah,
And
I haven't done that yet, and I need to get on it.
follow Joe Lustica's process.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I'm going to.
Uh,
Oh, you heard about the international driver license?
I have, although I I'm not sure if Kansas would recognize it since it's coming through a different state or like even the world passport, how it's not a US thing, although it is recognized internationally.
Yeah,
So
there's another one. There's a Path to Freedom. Have you heard of that one?
yes, I have.
She has a recording your nationality on there.
Absolutely.
That stuff. Like I'm going through that process. So as soon as I get everything, I'm waiting on the letter back from the FOIA request to see if I am a U.S. citizen,
Yeah,
and then I'm going to get my passport, and I'm going to send that with my passport request. That should just get you your 5-star passport right off the rip. So I'm not you don't have to go
absolutely.
through this whole uh get a get a hotel room outside of the state. I mean outside of the country and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I've heard the paths to freedom process is very good and that they have success.
Hmm.
I myself went through the state nationals. Um,
I did too. I did too.
oh
And
yeah,
I did, and it hasn't gotten me anything, and except for probably on the international watch list. You know what I mean?
hey, you can look yourself up.
You say what?
You can look yourself up.
I'm
I'm
gonna have
not
to
on
do
there,
that.
so I don't know if you would be either.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna have to
Um,
look into that how I can do that because I haven't
yeah,
looked myself up.
yeah. I all I know is that I can use my ID to do whatever else because it's a recognized ID.
Hmm. Did you give the cop your passport when you got arrested?
I'm still waiting for my passport back.
Mm,
It's been past their um, limit time. So I actually just gave them my state ID
yeah,
through the
yeah,
assembly,
yeah.
and they accepted it as ID.
Who did? The j- the police?
Um, yeah, they probably just took the name off of it and ran it, and then used that. Which I mean, I know they did since they used the rescinded driver's license
Just to
on
get
it.
your name and your date of birth. That's probably all they need is to link you to that bond or that trust or that, estate, whatever people are calling it, straw man. Yeah.
Yeah, which it has come into my knowledge, and um, the only the only things that I can share about this, per the agreement I've made, um, per the name series, is that it is um, a unregistered business entity because they created that through the birth certificate, the SSQB trust, the Social Security Act, and
Wait, you said claim the name. Is that one chick on TikTok?
Liza.
Liza. Yeah. I just
Yeah,
started
yeah,
following her. She's got good stuff.
she does. Her products are great. Um, yeah,
Nice.
her series goes through everything, claiming the name, all that.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, so since it's unregistered, all you have to do is register it, and then you can do business as it, which is what they're saying. That the real difference between having it done and not is they will assume and presume that you are that unregistered business entity and will take action against you for it. Whereas once you've registered it and you've taken administration or administratorship over it, they will recognize that
Mm. How long does that take?
because um, if you go through a process, it's like a 39-minute video course total, and like Joe Lustica stuff, it's point for point on everything you need to do exactly, and pretty quick. You can get the name um, to do business as really quickly, almost
You think I
like
could get
that.
it done before Friday?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, you can.
All
You can
right.
get the name and the certificates before Friday.
Okay. I'm gonna get into that. It's 6 o'clock my time now, so
Don't blame me.
I'll just buy her packet tonight and then see what I can get done.
Oh yeah. Thank you for having me on, and thanks for conversing
This is
and
good, man.
discussing this
So
stuff.
yeah, it's
If you
great.
ever want to
I'm
discuss
recording
again,
this
I'm more
too.
than open.
Okay, yeah. I am recording this, so just to let you know.
Yeah,
Hey,
well aware of that
congratulations on the
before.
job, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Orientation tomorrow.
Orientation tomorrow. Wow, that's quick.
Yes, sir.
Uh, all
And
right, man.
giving them my tax exempt forms and
Mm-hmm.
gonna have a good time.
W8BABEN.
And W4V, correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
They ain't gonna like this, man. They ain't gonna like it. Like I just got like a bill from the IRS, and I'm just gonna take the steps to just like discharge it. Like the government is not gonna like this stuff, man. I hope they don't start coming after us.
Well, hey, the shadow stalking and gang stalking already happen enough with their own officers. So I figure it probably won't be too long before the American public wakes up.
Mm-hmm.
The people of America wake up, and they start taking actions to fully shut down people's sovereignty.
Absolutely.
You know?
Have you were you ever arrested prior to this case that we were never?
I was actually pulled over by Sedgwick County Sheriffs, which is the county that resides over city of Wichita. They didn't arrest me either,
Mm-hmm.
although they
Mm.